What's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? You see, I'm sweating because this game was crazy. It's the Spotlight Sports Talk. It's Darion. It's Dante. We're doing our recap of the greatest Monday Night Football game of all time. I'm calling it right now. The Kansas City Chiefs goes down against the L.A. Rams. Just to give y'all a little brief of this, just to let y'all know that we all, on week 11 picks, we all picked the Rams to win this, but I think we was all pulling our hair because the way this game was going. We did not want to mess up our record, knowing the record really looks bad this week for all four of us. So,
Terrible.
with that being said, that's another video for another time, but we got Dante here, man. What is going on, man? This was a crazy game. Let's get into it.
Check me
Talk
out.
about
Let's call it like it is. This is hands down probably one of the greatest games ever.
I think it's the greatest game, honestly. What other game can you really put in front of this, man? Like, what game you really can put in front of this? Because I don't see a game being better than this right now.
These boys took it back to college. They took it straight back to college.
This is where the NFL is supposed to be exciting. You know what I'm saying?
That was Texas Tech versus Cal right there.
Yeah, but it goes back. You know what's funny, though? Is at the Coliseum, right? It brought me back to the USC Texas game in the national championship.
Yes.
Vince Young scores the game-winning touchdown at the end to end the dynasty for USC.
Yes.
Oh my God, this game was ridiculous. Oh man, like it even from like it started off real slow because Kansas City had like six penalties in the first quarter.
You know what made this game so ridiculous? Because even as a viewer, you can feel the tension in the stadium. You could feel it. You could feel it. Like that was like on some Super Bowl status type stuff right there, bro.
Honestly, I think we saw the Super Bowl.
Man, you know what? I was just talking to somebody about that, and they said that could be a sneak preview of the Super Bowl.
Only thing is, can the Rams get past the Saints? That's another story for another time. That's the only loss. Right now, the Rams can literally be 11-0 right now.
To be honest, even with both teams, spectacular teams. But when it came down to each one of those young quarterbacks facing a veteran quarterback, they both have a loss to a veteran quarterback.
It's a fact. But you got to give them props, though, because Jared Goff went into New Orleans and still was allowed to go toe-to-toe with Drew Brees. I know he lost, but these two guys, Patrick Mahomes and
it's a difference between a loss, but that right there was a respectable loss. When Patrick Mahomes lost to Tom Brady, that was a respectable loss.
Exactly.
You know, it was a respectable loss when Tom Brady had to go up to him and was like, "Boy,
like I was telling my brother earlier, like if Drew Brees and Tom Brady retire today, NFL quarterbacks are in good hands. We just saw it tonight.
Yeah,
this is the future of the NFL. With even with Trubisky, Trubisky can be in this conversation as well.
Yeah.
We got Trubisky with Goff and Patrick Mahomes leading the way for this new generation of football. They breaking records this year alone.
Yes.
But this is one stat I wanted to put out there. Jared Goff had 4 or 5 touchdowns, no picks.
2 fumbles.
He had 2 fumbles, but no picks. That is a stat of a lifetime. Who would ever think he was so no?
And he was like 34 for like 46 or something like that.
I actually got the stats here. Jared Goff was 31 for 49, 413 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And Patrick Mahomes was 33 for 46, 478, 6 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Ridiculous. Let's just get into these box scores, man. This is what makes me mad about Sean McVay in this game. There's no way Todd Gurley should have 12 carries.
Nah. Facts.
There's
Facts.
no way Todd Gurley in this game has 12 carries.
Matter of fact,
then in the fourth quarter,
why you throwing?
Why you don't run the ball with him?
Why are you throwing? It's under 2 minutes. You know that boy can score quick. Tyreek Hill was on fire. Tyreek Hill was on fire. They had a connection like no other. Why are you throwing, bro? But they said that it showed how much respect Sean McVay had for Patrick Mahomes because he did not want him to get the ball back in his hands. Okay, I understand
but you got
that.
The best running back in the NFL right now that leads the league in rushing, and you're number 2 in rushing offense.
Exactly.
Force them to use timeouts. That's just young. As far as McVay goes, I mean, I know they won the game, but that's where a young coach comes into play. Like that's when you know if
he knew, like right when the Chiefs got the ball, he knew where he went wrong at. Like he shook it. You seen it. He was shaking his head like, man, I shouldn't do. You know, I mean, but
I understand that he's an aggressive play caller, but sometimes you got to take it back to fundamentals. And right now, you gotta get that. You gotta get that first thing because if without those 2 interceptions, one from Peterson and one from Joyner, this game probably will be different.
Because let's keep it funky. If Patrick Mahomes didn't get hit from behind on that last throw, he would have completed that pass. The fact that he got hit made that ball come short.
Hey, where does the game define itself? In the trenches, right?
Exactly.
It defines itself in the trenches. Is these defenses, knowing the fact they gave up so many yards, but you know how many turnovers it was in this game?
Like the defense, I mean, like a person can't really say that this game didn't have no defense. No, it did. That's why Patrick Mahomes got 3 picks. That's why
they both lost fumbles at that, so that's 5 turnovers total.
Exactly. So, like, I mean, it was defense in the game, but when you got 2 explosive offenses, your defense is only going to do so much. And the thing is, Patrick Mahomes knew that their defense is up front, but I could get them down back. If I could catch them in the back, they give me time to throw, it's a wrap. And that's what happened. That's why the game went so high, because they gave him time to throw.
This was a passing football game. There's no way Kareem Hunt has 14 carries. There's no way Todd Gurley has 12 carries. This was a pass first game from the rip. They both almost threw for 50 attempts. They almost threw the ball 50 times a night.
But you know what? I think that's the coaches having that mutual respect for each other. Because to me, if it seemed like they both came into the game like, look, if we're going to beat them, we got to. It's like Golden State. You know, it's like Golden State. If we're going to beat them, we got to be able to shoot with them.
Yeah, I agree with that. But your formula to success was through your running game, especially with the Rams. There's no way Todd Gurley should have 55 yards in this game. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way he should have 55 yards in this game. Yeah. They went to a whole different philosophy with the running game. When you run the zone against a defense, if you run a zone with Todd Gurley, he's going to find an open hole. And you saw some of that glimpse tonight. But what the Rams didn't do, they didn't run outside zones a lot. And it would have helped out. It would have helped out your offensive line too, because you had those pass rushers in D4 and Justin Houston. Like, they was getting the golf.
Yeah.
So, like, as far as that formula, I mean, I understand you want to throw the football and get everybody involved, but Todd Gurley is your formula to this offense.
Yeah.
That's what helps get the receivers open. But speaking of receivers, let's just go to this box score for Kansas City and the Rams. Do I need to say more? Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill has 10 receptions each. Travis Kelce had 15 targets. Tyreek Hill had 14 targets. Tyreek Hill had 215 yards receiving, 21.5 yards a catch, 2 touchdowns. Travis Kelce, 127 receiving yards, 12.7 yards a catch,
Now
one
speak on
touchdown.
speak on the X factor of that offense. Chris Conley.
Chris Conley, 7 receptions on 8 targets, 74 yards and 2 touchdowns.
That was the X factor.
Let's get to the Rams. On 12 targets, Brandon Cooks had 8 receptions, 107 yards. He didn't have a touchdown, but he averaged 13 and a half per catch. Josh Reynolds, which I got him in fantasy as well.
I definitely had him.
I got him in our league too. That's how I beat my opponent, because Josh Reynolds was in the game, and I had Kareem Hunt. 6 receptions for 80 yards. He definitely took over that spot for Cooper Kupp.
Yeah,
definitely did.
Yeah.
But Robert Woods, 4 receptions for 72 yards and a touchdown. Tyler Higbee, 6 receptions for 63 yards. Gerald Everett, 3 receptions for 49 yards with 2 touchdowns, and the touchdown that was crucial. The last touchdown of the game. Man, these stats are ridiculous. Fumbles, Kansas City had 2. Los Angeles had 3 they had 3. Yeah, they had 3 fumbles. 1 took it back for a touchdown. Crazy. I just want to. I want to get to the team stats. I want to look at this. This team stats right here. This is about to be insane for y'all.
Hold up. You said 3 fumbles?
I think it's 3 fumbles.
2. They called 1 back.
Oh yeah. They did call 1 back. Right. Yeah, I see that now. They did call 1 back. But these stats I'm about to pull up for y'all. Be aware. Be aware, because team stats, total yards, Kansas City had 546 total yards. Rams, 455. Kansas City had 5 turnovers to the Rams' 2 turnovers. Time of possession. This is close. This is absolutely close. Kansas City time of possession was 29-37. Rams 30-23. That was too close of a time of possession. That is close. That is close, bro. I can't even. You can't even say nothing. I need to keep going. Like I could narrow this down to the Rams had more first downs than the Kansas City Chiefs. You would never know, but it's only by 2, 29-27. Third down efficiency, 5 for 10 and 5 for 14. They both 1 for 1 on 4th down efficiency. Total plays, Rams 75, Kansas City 69. Total drives, they both had 15 total drives, total. Yards per play, Rams 6.1, Kansas City 7.9 yards per play. Per play. But this is the key factor. Penalties.
Kansas City stacked up.
13 penalties for 135 yards.
Yeah. That first half, they were stacking up with penalties.
Mad penalties. What? Yeah. That's ridiculous.
I'm talking about holding after holding after holding, man. They were stacking up with penalties.
Mind you, the Rams are 6-0 at home. 6-0. That go-ahead score for Everett, like that, just Jared Goff showed me that he belongs in this league with that throw.
Yeah.
And for that tight end to stay in bounds afterwards, he threw it right in stride. Like,
actually, for real, it was that whole drive right there.
Yeah, if he would have never got that drive
right there, that was a game changer right there. That was like a game, because like we see, put it like this. I have a question for the viewers. If the Rams was that aggressive, would they have beat New Orleans? Because the Rams they played very aggressive. Probably the most aggressive we've seen all year.
I think what that was like, if you look at the stats of that Saints game, Gurley had a great game. You know what it was? Goff had turnovers. He
Yeah.
had picks.
Mm-hmm.
That was the difference between this game and that game. He had picks. They played aggressive, but turnovers killed. Turnovers killed. That was a fact.
And then for real, they played aggressive that second half against the Saints. But we literally seen the best. You probably watch a sports center like me, huh?
I'm not even actually. I'm not even. I'm more. I'm just looking at like knowing that Kansas City is 9-2. They probably still would be the number. They still that'll be tough. They have to win out to be the number 1 seed.
Yeah, because
They
I
have to
think.
win out because
Well,
right now Los Angeles dropped. Los Angeles dropped to 7-3. And then you got those Patriots coming off a bye week. Like,
and then what about Pittsburgh? That tie is going to keep them from number like
they're
that.
gonna keep it from the number 1 seed.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
they probably like number 3. I'd say about number 3.
They'll be number 3, and I mean the AFC is really wide open right now. Knowing the Kansas City Chiefs just lost, the AFC, anybody like those top 3 teams, if Pittsburgh wins out and Kansas City loses another game and the Patriots like lose a few more games, Pittsburgh could be the number 1 seed, but it's a lot of variables, a lot of situations and stipulations that goes into that.
Yeah, and then like as far as like, let me see, what Houston 7.
Yeah, Houston. See, that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of ways for Pittsburgh could be in there, but if Houston wins out and some things happen, Houston can be that number 1 seed. Just don't know.
And then, like, tell you the truth, I mean, the Colts is coming right behind Houston.
Right.
Because I think that Mariota injury just took that out. Just took.
And I had to, and I'm kind of happy I did. I had to play Mariota this week because Tom Brady was on a bye. I didn't really have a good backup, and I wasn't trusting your Alex Smith. But then the fact that he broke his leg, bruh, I was not doing that. I was not doing that. I was nervous about playing Alex Smith, and I'm kind of happy that I didn't. But at the same time, it's like I don't wish an injury on nobody. But this week 11 was crazy, man. Like the Panthers, bruh.
Yeah.
The Panthers, Cam Newton, what are you doing? You just should have ran it in.
They started off smoking. Too. Like it's like,
but the fact that you lost 19-20,
yeah,
you should have just got the timeout and had them kick a field goal, or you run it in. You are a big quarterback. Who is going to tackle you?
You seen what happened when Big Ben ran it in? They won the game.
Exactly, and I was on the edge of my seat. I was on the edge of my seat for that game too because of the fact that Pittsburgh was losing 16-0 going into the fourth quarter. I was like, yo, we all picked the Steelers this game. And and Blake Bortles let us down again. That defense let us down again. And I'm kind of happy we didn't pick Jacksonville because if we would have picked Jacksonville, we would have been terrible on this weekly recap, man.
I'd have been tight.
I'm kind of happy you ain't take Tampa Bay this week either.
Man, they don't know who they want. They don't know who they want to put a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you know what's crazy though? Because you see Winston went in the game and the boys started throwing. They actually could have won the game for real. You know? Now, wait till like
next week.
Probably be next week. You know what I'm saying? Nah, all right, let me see. They got San Fran next. Now watch. Winston gonna have a bad game. They gonna put Fitzpatrick in. and he gonna boom for that one.
This is the formula because this is what they're doing to the defense. What they're doing is they trying to get the defense to prepare for one quarterback and then bench that quarterback and then be unprepared for the backup. I think as the NFL defense right now, y'all see what's going on with Tampa Bay. Prepare for both quarterbacks to get in the game.
Oh yeah, and you know how we was talking about young quarterbacks as far as Patrick Mahomes, Jared Goff, Trubisky, Lamar Jackson. I'm glad he got that win this week. I picked Cincinnati.
What did I tell you though?
I picked Cincinnati. Don't get me wrong, but I'm glad Lamar Jackson got that win this week.
I mean, I know he didn't have enough stats passing wise, but the guy had 27 carries as a quarterback.
He did that's what he do. Like he played his game, you know, and him playing his game that's what got him to where he at, you know. Now how far it's going to take him, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because to be honest, I mean, one thing we learned about one thing we seen from these two quarterbacks tonight is, they're very athletic. Jared Goff, he found a wide open hole and said, "I'm gone."
Right.
But at the same time, they play that pocket. They run when they have to. They don't run just because they run.
Right. If it's under pressure, then they have to run out the pocket. It makes absolute sense. You know? But I think Lamar Jackson is going to be like, I don't think he's going to have that many carries every game. I think they just wanted to get him implemented with the offense in his first game. I think if he plays this upcoming week, he's going to throw the football more.
Yeah.
It's going to be more. It's going to be an RPO style offense. I mean, the only way to get the ball out of Lamar Jackson's hands is the running game. You gotta, if he runs it like, I don't mind him rushing it 10 times. 10 times is fine, but 27 times, and he got to learn how to slide too.
Yeah, because to be honest, quarterback rushing 27 times. Every team gonna pick up on that. Like that's easy to pick up on.
Yeah, it's very easy to pick up on. The Falcons, what are we doing here with these Falcons, man? Something told me to pick Dallas. Something told me because they're on a 3-game winning streak. They're actually playing to get in this playoff. They're actually playing to try to get this division back.
On Thursday we played them to see who's going to have that number 1 spot.
But I mean,
the only thing I can say about that is at least Colt McCoy knows that offense better than Alex Smith did.
Because he was a backup to Kirk Cousins last year as well.
Yeah, we had Colt McCoy been with us for like 4 or 5 years. I think 5 years. I think he did his whole rookie contract with Cleveland and then came straight to us.
I think he should start. I think signing Mark Sanchez as a backup, it makes sense.
Man,
but have Colt McCoy as your starter. Period.
Yeah, because I mean, they already said it. Colt McCoy, he's definitely the starting quarterback. I don't even want to speak on this Mark Sanchez situation. I don't even want to speak on that situation right there.
And I have to say this about the Chicago Bears: they are the best in the NFC North.
Them boys is balling.
Tell you, the NFC is like so competitive. Like, are we going to see another NFC champion this year? Like, are we going to see another NFC? Because the AFC been dominated. We know the Eagles won, last year. But are we going to see another NFC team win the Super Bowl this year? That is a good question.
Look, I'm just going to say this to our viewers. For the viewers that didn't catch last week's show, for one, go on YouTube, catch a Spotlight Sports Talk. Like, share, subscribe, watch. Spread the word. But if y'all see last week's show, I sat there and said it for that game. I could see Kirk Cousins fumbling a few times, throwing a couple of picks. And that's exactly what happened. Because when he under pressure, he hit.
And at the same time, you got look at the style of offense Chicago plays. Like it's just as powerful as Kansas City. It's just as powerful as the Rams. It's like they have so many ways to win.
Yeah.
Like Trubisky is playing his best football right now.
Yeah.
Best football right now. And listen, Trevor, from Sports Ruffians, I'm gonna let you know. You better believe in Trubisky right now. You better believe in Trubisky right now because I've been telling y'all Trubisky is going to have his year, man, and he's definitely doing it. He only played 1 year in college because he had a backup for 3 years. He played 1 year in college, and the Bears moved up number 2 to pick him up. And look what they're getting out of him.
And I'm gonna be honest, when he came in, I didn't think that, like I was one of the people that said Trubisky ain't gonna do nothing.
You know why? It's a whole new culture there, whole new coaching staff. They changed their whole culture there, and they put weapons around him.
They basically changed the whole team.
Mm-hmm.
They basically, they put a whole new receiving core.
Yup. They kept Bellamy. Bellamy. They went out and got Trey Burton, Taylor Gabriel, Allen Robinson. Anthony Miller I think Anthony Miller is a rookie, so they drafted him.
Yeah.
And then Tariq Cohen and Jordan Howard already been there.
Yeah.
So, and just imagine if Zach Miller was still playing with them as a tight end. Him and Trey Burton? What? Oh, my God. And the defense, Trevathan, Mack, Kyle Fuller, like, them boys is balling on defense right now. So you better watch out. NFC better watch out. They quiet right now because of the Saints and the Rams, but listen, they quiet right now. And speaking of the Rams, man, like
a few years ago, you remember how everybody was sitting there, they was looking at the Rams the same way we looking at Chicago. And a few years ago, people was like, yo, the Rams is gonna definitely be that team. The Rams is definitely gonna be that team.
Definitely gonna be that team.
And I'm still like I'm tripping over this game tonight. For real.
But we do got to get through the, our picks, man. Like, we got to get through this recap, man. Like, listen. Oh, my God. The most disappointing game on this freaking slate, man. I am never betting. Well, it depends who they playing, but the Tennessee Titans, man.
Man,
this always happens to me, bruh. Every time I pick the Titans to win, they lose.
Since Andrew Luck been in the league, he has owned the Titans. Owned them.
I thought that was going to change. I felt that it was going to change.
But then that was one of those games where it just so happened. And I had Ebron on my DraftKings, and Ebron had 0. Came out with 0.
It was T.Y. Hilton.
T.Y.
Hilton this week.
Yeah. But it's a few games, I had to go with my skins. And tell you the truth, if we would have got that call like we were supposed to get that call, if we just got that pass interference call,
even the fact that Alex Smith, got hurt, Colt McCoy still kept y'all in the game against the Texans, yo. He still kept y'all in the game. But
one thing I didn't understand is the very first play that Colt McCoy come in, fake handoff, and he runs it himself and try to spin when he got hit. We ain't got no other quarterbacks. No, we ain't got nobody other quarterbacks dressing out, bro. Like he's it. He get hurt, but we got to find somebody that used to be a quarterback back in Pee Wee League or something and still know how to throw the ball. Like first play, but the boy, he kept us in there. Like he definitely kept us in there. So Colt, I just want him to pull it out Thursday. If he could pull this out for us on Thursday, man, then that'd be all right there.
Upsetting loss for the Chargers, man. Did you see how they lost that game against Denver? Philip Lindsay was that man this weekend. He was the man in Mile High, and my Oakland Raiders proved me wrong.
Now that right there, that messed me up.
That proved me wrong.
That messed me up.
Y'all proved me wrong, my Oakland Raiders. I was like, what? We're going to win a football game? We're actually competing? We're not tanking. We're not tanking. I'm sorry. We're not tanking.
That I had high hopes for Arizona too.
I mean, like the game was a good game, though. It was a good game.
Yeah.
Carr looked like his old self.
You know what's crazy? Because technically they won a game that they were supposed to win. That game, it was supposed to go that way. Considering the fact of how badly both teams pretty much played.
Understand
the
difference between the Cardinals and the Raiders? The Cardinals can score points. We couldn't the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
9 points in the last 3 weeks, and we scored 23 on Sunday. Why we couldn't score 23 in the rest of the weeks or 30? Like, what's the difference between this week and last week? Absolutely nothing. Y'all just play more competitive. So either way, I don't know what it was because I had to work on Sunday, and it was football Sunday, so I wore my Raiders shirt and my Raiders socks, and then we win. So it means I have to go to work and not watch the game for us to win. Come on, man. I might have to start working Sundays from now on. What other games that we didn't talk about? But I do want to talk about that catch that DeAndre Hopkins had. This guy's a monster.
You know what's crazy?
This guy's a monster.
It's not much we could have done with that. You can't. I mean, you can't do nothing with that. You know, when you guys, it's certain receivers that they gonna do what they do regardless of who on. You know, DeAndre Hopkins, you can't do nothing with that right there. But the thing is, though, Lamar Miller killed us. He killed us that game.
I've been telling you about Lamar Miller. I've been saying it.
Tell you the truth, though, our defense actually played pretty good, but they was on the field just too much.
Too long. Yeah.
You know, like they was
possession was the thing.
And then on top of that, like when Alex Smith was in the game, he was forcing passes. That's. I mean, some people might say that first pick was because of Jordan Reed. I don't think so. Like he was forcing passes. He was throwing balls that he wasn't supposed to throw. You know, that second pick he was supposed to run that. You know, and then like when he got hurt, he was about to force that pass. You know, but I mean, that's one thing that Houston, like every third down, they blitz. When they came, my man JJ was just on him. Hey, my man JJ was just on him, man. Couldn't get past that right there, man.
See, Thursday night with Seattle and Green Bay, like that game alone was a nail biter too. I was not expecting that game to go that way. I'm still happy that I picked Seattle, but Devontae Adams, man, like you just need to go home, bro. Go home. Because you almost messed up my pick. You almost messed up all of our, well, besides NIKIA, because NIKIA picked the Packers. But, you know, she was the only lone wolf in that. But Devontae Adams, I don't want to see you on the field. You and Aaron Rodgers don't need to be on the field. You don't. You almost messed up our picks.
And then, don't get me wrong. We seen a hell of a game tonight. But
absolutely,
the Saints showed that they are very scary. Drew Brees looks like a young quarterback. Like they are scary.
Like, Drew Brees is the best quarterback in the NFL right now.
They is scary, man. And
I don't care about stats and all that. He got his team to 9-1, and he has 1 interception on the year.
Yeah.
He can't do nothing about that. There's no way. I understand that Patrick Mahomes put up 400 and something yards passing, but he threw 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
3. And then he blew out. Then Drew Brees blew out the Super Bowl champs and still had 1 interception with no turnovers in that game.
Yeah.
If y'all say Drew Brees is not number 1 on the MVP list, you're smoking.
And then on top of that, like I just had this conversation with somebody while the game was going on. I said, yo, the Saints are the best team in the NFC. Regardless of how you want to look at it, They
Right.
are the best team of the NFC.
I mean, right now the Rams are 10-1, but at the same time, that one loss came from the Rams, so that makes them the best team in the NFC right now.
Yeah, like like they are like because and then like one thing the Saints like in the past few years the Saints has always been a scoring team. But the one problem that they had in the past few years that they somewhat fixed was their secondary. Even though their secondary is still suspect, but people don't talk about how it's hard to run the ball on the Saints. Like I don't know any team that could really run the ball on the Saints like that. They shut their running game down quick. you know, they make you throw it. You're gonna have to throw it on them. Unfortunately, against Philly, Philly just can't do nothing. Philly can't do nothing.
Philly is decimated of injuries this year.
Yeah,
They're not a bad football team, but their line is banged up. Secondary is banged up. What can Carson Wentz really do if his offensive line is banged up?
yeah,
It's not like they're trash and they can't put up points. It's just that they're deep. We got Darby out for the year. We don't know where Jalen Mills is coming back. Maddox got hurt. McLeod got hurt. Jason Peters, his old fart need to retire.
yeah.
Lane Johnson, I think he played for a little bit. Kelsey got hurt. Like they're just so Sproles is out. Ajayi's done for the year. What can you do? It's just a lot of growing pains for the Philadelphia Eagles right now. It's a lot
Yeah.
of growing
I
pains.
just said that after Super Bowl curse.
Yeah, you could say that. But one thing about
Yeah.
that,
I got a all right, who was on the Madden cover? Oh, I think it was Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, it was Antonio Brown that was on this year's cover.
Oh, okay, yeah, it was Antonio Brown. Okay, okay.
So the curse been done for Madden, bro.
Right.
The last couple, well, Gronkowski doesn't count as the Madden curse because he gets hurt every year. That's nothing new.
Yeah,
He don't have to be on the cover to get hurt.
yeah.
So as far as him being the Madden curse, that's definitely not it.
Even though Gronk injuries be fake as hell because he be hurt in football, but you watch Monday Night Raw, he be on there. He
I'm gonna
about
talk
to-
about. I want to talk about Survivor Series too, but that's another for another time, But it's the Spotlight Sports Talk, man. Week 11 recap, and we just did the recap of Monday Night Football. Kansas City Chiefs, Rams. Rams had proved the 10-1. They get 2 interceptions when it's needed. Marcus Peters, I salute you, bro. I'm so happy for you that you got this win after them Kansas City Chiefs traded you. Enjoy your night, man. Enjoy your night. I know you got to get ready for, next week. I don't know if they're on a bye or not. They had a bye already, the Rams.
I think they did.
I'm at the font. Okay, so no, the next couple games that the Rams got right now, it's the Lions, the Bears, Eagles, Cardinals, 49ers. I'm looking forward to the Bears and Rams, man. Bears and Rams is going to be a hell of a game.
That's
Bears.
gonna be. You know what? That's gonna be straight defense. That's gonna be defense. But look,
I wouldn't say straight defense because the Rams.
now check me out though, because the Bears are stronger in a secondary than a front line, but the Rams are stronger in a front line than a secondary.
You can say
But
that.
but the Bears, will they be able to run? Because their whole offense is based up. I mean, like it's around one of them running. Either it's Cohen. I ain't even gonna say Jordan Howard. Either it's Cohen or it's Trubisky.
Right.
you know.
So right now the Chiefs could probably win out as what we're looking at on their schedule. I want to the best game I want to see is the division rival Chiefs Chargers. That's or Chiefs Seahawks. So right now they have the Raiders, which we're going to that's a loss. Period. That's a loss for the Raiders. That's a loss. I'm sorry, but you have the Ravens the following week. They got the Chargers, Seahawks, and then Raiders again. So Raiders, that's 2 more losses, so that makes them 11. Ravens, I just don't know what I'm gonna get out of them. It depends on that day and that week. Seahawks, it is in Seattle. That's going to be tough.
Yeah.
I can't call that game right now until it actually gets to that game and see who has the better record and what's going on with both teams at that time. But these two teams got good schedules coming up besides Kansas City playing the
But the
Raiders.
thing is, though, Kansas City probably played the best defense they played all season.
Right.
So I could actually see them somewhat winning out. You know, Seattle, they put up points when they want to. You know, they put up points when they want to. But the thing is, though, people still could take advantage of the fact that Kansas City, their defense is not too tough at all. You know, so I mean, Russell Wilson can take advantage of that. You know, but the thing is can he score with them? Like,
Good question.
can he score with them? You know, like we're gonna have to see a hell of a game from Lockett and Doug Baldwin for that. You know.
Right.
Chargers, we do know Phillip Rivers would throw that ball. that's one.
Absolutely.
That's one thing
Absolutely.
we do know is Phillip Rivers would throw that ball. You
Oh,
know.
yeah, he's going to throw the ball. That's a fact.
Yeah. Yeah. So I like that right there. I can see that as a heavy offensive game because you got two running backs. Well, one thing about the Chargers though, Chargers is going to run Melvin Gordon. They ain't going. Melvin Gordon ain't going to get no 58 yards against. No, they going to run him regardless.
Facts. Facts.
Yeah, it ain't no we gonna switch our offense up because we playing y'all. Nah, y'all gotta switch ours up because that's one thing about them, you know. So I mean, but man, I mean,
Crazy week in NFL week 11, man. You ready for week 12?
it's just a big question. Which one of the teams that we seen tonight are gonna hit the Super Bowl, if any, hit the Super Bowl? Because the thing, when you get to playoffs, people play completely different in the playoffs. That's one thing we do know.
Um, that's a good question. Me personally,
Because
I can see the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl, but the thing is this: if they playing in Arrowhead, I see them winning. If they got to go on a road, I don't see them winning it.
because it's certain teams that I just feel like when it comes to playoffs,
They play better.
like New England, we all know how New England rock in the playoffs.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, can Tom Brady win on the road? He could win at home, but
Yeah,
can he win on the road in a playoff game? We haven't seen that in a while.
yeah,
So if the Kansas City Chiefs get home field advantage, the Kansas City Chiefs going to the Super Bowl. That's the only way they're going to the Super Bowl if it's through Arrowhead. Now, if it was on the NFC side, if it goes through LA, then LA is going to the Super Bowl. But if it
I
goes
don't know.
if it goes through New Orleans, it's a wrap for anybody in the NFC. Period.
But the thing, I think New Orleans could play anywhere.
I don't think so. Only way they'll beat the Rams if it's warm and it is in the dome. But if they gotta go on a road in the cold, they're not gonna win. They struggled against the Baltimore Ravens in the cold. They struggled and they won the game, but they struggled. They didn't play well in the cold. They're a dome and a warm team. So right now, if you look at it, if they play Minnesota, Minnesota's in a dome. If they play Green Bay's outside. That's an advantage for Green Bay. But we don't see that happening. But
And we both know that regardless of where they play, if it's the Saints versus Minnesota, or if it's just the Rams versus Minnesota, it's going to be the same outcome. Like, it'd be the same outcome.
it's going to
I'm
be great
sorry,
games.
I'm sorry to say, but it'd be the same outcome, man. Because like Minnesota ain't they ain't touching that, you know.
I can say Minnesota makes a wild card. I can say that.
I can see
But they're
that.
not winning the division. That's out.
Yeah, because I mean they make the wild card, they liable to get knocked off on my skins. For real.
They can make the wild card because I don't see the Packers making the wild card. If the Packers make the wild card godly and they healthy, look out for them. That's the only way that the only way the Packers get in, they gotta win out. They can lose no more games after Thursday night. They cannot lose no more games.
Now I can see like it's going to be two NFC East teams. It's going to
Yeah,
be two NFC East teams.
fact.
The way it is right now, especially with, I mean, I know with us, whatever, yeah, I'm a Skins fan, and I'd love to be like, yo, we're definitely going to the playoffs. But Alex Smith getting hurt, that hurt us a little bit,
Mm.
because now we got to go through a whole new, a different style of playing. You know what I'm saying? Colt McCoy ain't.
Well, I wouldn't say that because if they really if Jay Gruden really looks at what Colt McCoy did best at Texas, I would implement what Colt McCoy knows. I would he was so successful after Vince Young left. He took them back to the national championship after Vince Young left.
Yeah. And to be honest, and you seen as soon as Colt McCoy came into the game, what he do? That first touchdown, he threw
a touchdown to Jordan Reed.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy know what he's doing,
But, like Dallas right now, they on the hunt right now. Like they in the hunt right now. I mean, but Dallas is not really they not really playing. They playing decent, But all the teams, I mean, we're not playing good. We're playing decent. We play decent enough to get number one. Our division is weak right now.
Right.
Even with Philly's weak right now. Everybody in our division weak.
Right. Everybody's weak. Everybody's decimated with injuries. There's not really too many injuries for the Cowboys. It's just that
they just can't.
The Cowboys is playing well defensively. They gotta get it rolling offensively. And we all know that Zeke is going to get his touches. We all know that. But these receivers, they got to do something. Amari Cooper is the leader of this receiving corps. But the rest of them, Beasley, Gallup, and all of them, they got to do their thing outside of Amari.
Yeah.
Definitely got to do it. But it's the Spotlight Sports Talk, y'all. Week 11 recap is done. Monday Night Football is done. We call it game of the week. It's the game of the year. It's the game of the century. It's the game of the decade. This is one of the best. It beats out. Mind you, it was a lot of games this year. Great games. Rams and Vikings in LA Thursday night. That was a great game. Then last year, Vikings Saints in the playoffs. That was a great game.
Mm-hmm.
It beats out that game. And then you have these Cleveland games that went into overtime. It beats out those games.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of great games in the NFL season this year, period. But like I said, it's week 11 recap. We got it out the way. Comment, like, and subscribe to the channel because we got a lot more. We got a lot more coming. Yeah. So y'all better comment, like, and subscribe because it's going to be crazy going into this NFL season and these NFL playoffs. Basketball, Jimmy Butler's doing his thing. Suns lost tonight to the Sixers, but that's another time. That's another topic.
And I'm going undefeated this week. I feel it. I know I say that every week.
How you go from 10-4 to 7-6, bro? 10-4 to 7-6.
Players mess up too. You know what it was? Because I was reading the picks that I had for week 12.
Excuses. But it's all good, y'all. It's the Spotlight Sports Talk, and we see y'all in the next video.